Dry Fire team, welcome back. Today we're discussing air gunning. What? Yes, I guess specifically for the purposes of walkthrough in matches, but if you're not a competitor, don't turn this off quite yet. I do this a lot. You can call me a little bit crazy, but if I don't have a gun on me and I have a few minutes, sometimes even just walking around the house when nobody's home or whatever, I will use an air gun kind of motion and kind of walk through things and try to pick a spot on different size things, targets, if you will, and kind of visualize what would the gun look like in front of me, what would my sights look like in front of me. So I am envisioning, right? I'm visualizing that process, and what kind of trigger press would be appropriate for what I'm trying to hit right now on that thing. So air gunning is a thing. Is it a little bit like playing like little kids? I would more compare it to shadow boxing. If you're a fighter, you know what shadow boxing is. It's envisioning an opponent in front of you, slipping, striking, shooting double, whatever. Like, the different things that you might do in a fight scenario, right? Shadow boxing. I think this is your version of shadow boxing without a gun, right? So dry fire obviously is kind of like that shadow boxing, but you do have a gun in front of you, so you have a little bit more information. But that doesn't mean we can't practice more accurately if we do the air gunning correctly. So I will talk about it in the context of a walkthrough at a match. But this is 100% the same thing that I do in my house when nobody can see me and I am doing the stuff. I've also done it at the dojo, when I used to teach at the dojo, when I used to do dry fire or whatever. If I was doing movement, I would act as if I did have a gun and I was walking to different positions. So how do you do that more effectively? Let's say you're at a park or whatever, you're doing some movement drills or whatever. Maybe you're working out and you want to act as if you have a gun, but obviously you can't have a gun at a park, right? Whatever. So this is how air gunning works. If you do it correctly, I think you can get a lot of information out of it. And it can really be helping you in your walkthroughs and your visualizations as you plan your stages and whatnot. But again, practicing at home, same for me. So what it is not supposed to be. A lot of people, I see them walk through and they walk through like this. They'll look at a target and they're with one hand. I'm not saying this is wrong. I am saying you're collecting very, very low levels of information. There's some information, like you're memorizing where the target is. And so if you're not actually walking the stage, maybe you're visualizing it from back there. So you're kind of closing your eyes, you're visualizing the stage. And I haven't done a video on visualization. Maybe I should, or stage planning, maybe I will. But for now, whatever you do for your process, if you're back there, you've already visualized, maybe there's shooters up and you don't want to watch them. You close your eyes and you're okay, I got that thing there, reload, thing there, right? You're kind of talking to yourself in your brain. Please don't talk out loud. People are going to think you're drunk. And so one-handed thing might be okay. But if I'm actually walking the stage, I want more information and I want more body angles to be close to what they're actually going to be. I want my body height to be fairly close to what it's going to be. It doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to run full speed. You don't have to do all that stuff. But get a grip that kind of looks like your grip. When you're shooting a gun, there will be a gap in my hands, as if I had the gun in my hands, right? There will be a gap there. If I remove that, that's what it looks like. I am going to go index to middle finger where those nasty, gnarly calluses are. That's where I'm going to form my grip. I am going to close in the back of the back strap. I am going to close in the back of the back strap like I normally would. My thumbs will be high. I will have some index finger or trigger finger dexterity going on. And I will have a significant amount of pressure on my hand as I normally would if I was holding my gun. I'm going to grip the same way. I'm going to have that same feel on my hands all the way around. And then if I just remove the gun, I will then be able to close that grip in the back. There's a hole in the middle, like a donut. Donuts are fun. And I am pressing on my hand a lot. It is closed in the back like it normally would be. I'm going to have a little bit of bend in my arms, not a ton of bend, but a little bend in my arms. And I will, in my mind's eye, envision, okay, that's a partial target, about 15 yards. My sights are probably going to look about this. So the relationship between my sights and my target are going to inform me as to how aggressive I can be on the trigger and what kind of vision I need to have on that. Like, what kind of confirmation level do I need to have on that? Is it a float? Is it a focus? Is it a flash? Or confirmation 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to use. It's all kind of similar. So I will envision all that. So as I'm walking through the stage, I might, like on that open target right there,